Good morning guys and welcome to my 9th video in which I'm super tired because yesterday I thought 3 AM is a good time to go to sleep. And as an adult, you can go to sleep whenever the fuck you want. Great. Anyway, in my previous video I shared 2 stories as a part of a true or false game. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, probably a good idea to watch my previous video first because today's topic is related to what I was talking about last week. So check the link down below and then come back to this video. And now it's time to keep my promise. So the true story was the story about my boyfriend who was a smoker. Even though I did try cigarettes in quite a young age, I just didn't click with it. I didn't like the way it felt to smoke cigarettes, I didn't like the smell of it, and I absolutely didn't like the taste of it. It's like that saying, kissing a smoker is like kissing an ashtray. That's how I felt. So yeah, I was okay with him being a smoker because that's your fucking life, but I didn't want to be forced into tasting that shit. And now, time for the actual topic. You might have noticed in my previous video that I'm kind of into sex in public places. Specifically, I was talking about all sex during a hike, but obviously that wasn't my first time enjoying the outdoors. It all started when I was 16. Finally, I understood why people wanted to actually have sex. Before that, it was like, meh. And I know it's weird, but I actually didn't have urges before then. Like, I didn't want to have sex, I didn't want to masturbate, I just didn't understand what people are talking about. So when I realized what our bodies are capable of, I was like, mind blown. And then I started having urges. Now, some people need to get into the mood with some music, some candles, maybe sexy lingerie if they're into it. But let's be honest, who the fuck isn't? For me, it wasn't like that. It was random as fuck. I could be watching Mrs. Dotfire and go like, now is a good time. So when I was 16, I tried to explore the outdoors, but I didn't really work because my partner wasn't into it. Every time I tried to get him in the mood, he would go like, can we please go home? And that's okay because it's a sexual preference as any, and if he doesn't want to do it, he shouldn't. So I let it be. We had amazing sex, but just not outdoors. But then I got into my next relationship, and that was interesting. I will not get into too much detail, but I will say that I have a list of 22 places that we had sex in that are not our beds. But I think the interesting thing about sex in public places is why do we actually want to have sex outside? I mean, obviously beds are more comfortable. I think that if you ask different people who actually like to have sex outdoors, they will all give you different reasons. There are so many options. I mean, some people like to be seen, but some people like the fact that they could have been seen but they didn't. Some people like the change of scenery. I don't fucking know. Everybody has their reasons. As always, I can only talk about myself because we are all snowflakes. I don't know if the way that I feel about it is normal, but let's put it this way. I get attracted to places. It means the same as I would be attracted to people, I look at a place and I go like, that's a place that I want to have sex in. So I do get attracted to places, but it's actually not the only reason that I do it. There's one amazing thing if you really manage to connect to your partner at that moment. Everything goes silent. It doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter if there are people around, it doesn't matter if they're making noises. Everything goes blank. So here's a quick story about what I was describing, and then I really need to go. One time when I was 20, I went to a birthday party in a park, and me and my partner both were into sex in public places. When we got there, we saw there's like a big building, but it's not really a building because it's basically just a really high block and there are steps, so we went up. The block actually is higher than the steps, so you have something like that and I could lay down and he could stand, and that was perfect as much as public places go. So we were going at it, our friends were downstairs making noises, and I was pretty happy with my view because I was lying down looking at the stars. So I closed my eyes and apparently kind of forgot where I was, because after I came, I opened my eyes and started laughing hysterically from the shock. Obviously, my boyfriend at the time was quite shocked as well, like he didn't know what to do. Are you supposed to keep on going? So yeah, but after that we went down and somebody brought cake, so obviously that was a fun story for me. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it as well, and let me know in the comments if you want me to make a list of tips. And now, the footage, as always. back to Yoni's room. By the way, thanks for sleeping on the couch in order for me to have somewhere to record. You are a saint. Anyway, let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or if you want to share anything, and I'll be here next week. See you next time.